great training for what we do.
Gunshot wound, right side of the neck.
2, 3.
JRTC is the only place where we can bring all of our aeromedical evacuation elements together and set up a full theater aeromedical evacuation system with our joint partners with the Army. So they set up their cache, they have their Charlie meds, we bring in the full TASE, the full theater aeromedical evacuation system.
Right now we're setting up an AOT and setting up our inventory for our flight crews and to support real-world missions for flying outpatients.
It's our team's job to unpack the Humvees and to inventory all of our equipment, make sure we have the supplies that we need to take care of our patients.
We have a whole barcode system right here that tracks all of our equipment right here because we put our equipment on a patient, and when we transport the patients out, they go with the equipment so it can come back to us in the end.
Traces is the type of training that they really need. They can see how it is to get somebody through the cache and get somebody through the AE system, which might feasibly happen while they're deployed. So this is something they really need before they go down range.
Open the massive tank!
The only thing more real than JRTC is the real war, is a real humanitarian effort. So for a lot of folks that come out here, this is the very first time that they're ever going to interact with an actual helicopter, an actual FLA, that they're going to actually move litters with people and simulated injuries on those litters to feel the actual weight and the challenges that goes along with that, with the space requirements for moving patients in and out.
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Patient movement here is probably more real than you would ever get. As I said, this isn't a classroom environment. From here, you've got the patients coming from the cache over to the massive, then they're actually transported to the airfield.
We have the aeromedical evacuation crew members do what we call a static mission, which is pretty much practice for them in planing patients and having the massive personnel and planing and deplaning patients also from the flight.
You want to avoid any type of injuries in the middle of transition from one location to the next.
This is exactly real. From the time they get off the airplane in Alexandria and we bring them here, they are experiencing everything. They're accountable for all of their equipment. For a lot of loggies, it's the very first time they've had to account for so much and the volume as a team and to come together. And that's real important. That really starts to gel their teams upon arrival, how they're going to take care of each other. Shift work, 24/7 ops is hard. And so learning how to manage their time and their sleep rest cycle so that they don't get too tired, so they don't fall out and they don't get sick. Out here, they have the role players. They will get to experience interacting with local nationals who've been injured and what it's like to have to evacuate the locals. We also do get the military working dogs, which in reality we do evacuate those dogs. So they're having to work with the vets. They have to experience indirect fire attacks.
Those scenarios are very realistic. Myself, I've deployed before. The booms sound the same. The actions are the same. I think for our young folks that have never deployed, they're getting the feel, you know, that sense of urgency that you would get from explosions, gunfire that's going off in the distance, and you know, learning what they need to do about that.
To me, this isn't a pass-fail situation. It's a learning environment. If they don't have the knowledge base, then this is the place for us to help them expand their knowledge base and become the crew members that we would like them to be. This is one of the golden opportunities for units to expose their people to an environment that they couldn't create.
This is an awesome experience for the airmen as well as the Army, because this is the perfect opportunity for them to work jointly.
When people leave JRTC, they leave here with a better understanding of the deployed environment, so hopefully they can build on that and learn down the road so that when they are deployed, they know their own challenges and they can overcome them.